Ladies and gentlemen, you've waited for so long. We're back for our first broadcast since Spooky Slam in October. My name is Undertaker Zern, the owner of Low Budget Wrestling, and to my left is the general manager of LBW Revenge Tour, Lavinia Kitty.
Hello.
And tonight, we have the first ever live draft for the upcoming LBW Revenge Tour. That's this season's new era of LBW. That's right, Low Budget Wrestling. Open up your PayPals. Feel free to donate to us because we need your hard-earned money because we don't really have any.
Yeah, so send us your money. Done.
Well said, Lavinia Kitty.
I mean, please donate.
Right, that's what we meant to say. Where are our manners? We haven't been on broadcast in so long.
We've been busy working for you.
That's right. Look at this list of all the people, and that's not even the end. See where Headhunter is? That's probably only about half away. We have an entire roster, 30 plus, ladies and gentlemen. This is a new era. This is a new time. This is everything you've been waiting for. This is LBW Revenge Tour. Are you ready to announce the roster?
I am.
Look at this list. You may see some familiar faces, or some familiar names rather, and you're going to see some new ones as well. Let's start with the new one. I, Undertaker Zern, on behalf of LBW Revenge Tour, have signed this newcomer. His name is Adrian Valentine. Now, this young man, some might describe as an evil stylist. As you can see, he takes very good care of himself. He loves hummus.
Why?
He likes dipping carrot sticks and baby carrots into hummus. That's his favorite thing to eat. I don't know why I know this. But I know that he comes off a bit egotistical, and he says that his entire life, his father wanted him to play football, but all he wanted to do was be a stylist. And he says that he's seen LBW. He likes LBW, but LBW has become hideous and needs a makeover. And he says that's why he's here, and his goal is to have an open challenge in his first match. He will take on anyone, because he says that everyone and everything in low budget wrestling needs a makeover. Do you think Adrian Valentine has what it takes to really make the Revenge Tour a makeover?
No. Do you see his outfit? Get out of here.
Right you are, Lavinia Kitty. Let's move on. Look who else has re-signed with LBW Revenge Tour. Andre the Banker.
With or without our permission.
Well, we re-signed him, so... Hey, that's how these work.
I know.
Andre, last we saw him, was very successful in his match against Retro Kid. He made him submit after a very long submission hold. Retro Kid could not take it anymore and had to submit. We know Retro Kid's been taking that hard.
A little bit, yeah.
He's been listening to a lot of old 2000s Eminem lately. We hear that he's been watching 8 Mile on his iPod.
Yes.
He has an iPod.
His iPod classic.
He likes to live in the 2004, 2005s. We just let him be.
Yeah.
Andre the Banker looks to cash in on a much better year in 2019, as this year is coming to an end. Will 2019 be the year of Andre the Banker here at Revenge Tour? Well, now we know in the past he's had very good success. He's a former tag team champion with Retro Kid, his current enemy, former ally. We know that he normally gets a very big, loud boo crowd reaction from the crowd, and we know that he has some kind of weird alliance with Sona Vonsta, where he tricked our former...
Human resources.
Right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Into giving him and signing him to an ironclad contract, which we are still trying to figure out how to get him out of that, but it looks like hands are tied with a lot of lawyers that we've talked to. But that's for another topic for another day. Andre the Banker makes his return, and his solo, he looks to go solo. He wants to get out of the tag team division, and he wants to cut ties with Son of Vonstad, which I think he just helped him get that ironclad contract to get at us.
He's being booed in our chat.
Yeah, I can see why. He's kind of a dick.
Kind of. But we did decide to re-up Anubis' contract.
Yeah, Anubis, very evil. We know that she's very, very savvy on ancient Egyptian culture. She loves to read up on it. She likes to learn. We know that she's got very treacherous personality traits, and she's not very well liked by fans here at LBW.
She's a little, evil.
Yeah, she's very evil. I mean, look at those eyes. Do you think a nice person has eyes like that?
No.
I don't think so. And she doesn't have any allies or
enemies. Why are you
enemies.
discriminating?
Because I own the company and I do what I want.
Oh, okay. I guess.
Next up, of course, we had to re-sign our LBW Women's Champion, Bailey Sommers.
Bailey!
Now, what do you have to say about Bailey Sommers, Lorena Kitty?
Oh, she's adorable. She's our champion. She works hard. I mean, 10 out of 10. She's just adorable.
Yeah, and she's strong.
I can't think of anything negative to talk about.
I mean, she's improved so much in the ring.
Oh, absolutely.
And her eyeliner game is on point.
Absolutely.
Absolutely indeed. And her goal here at LBW is to defend the women's title. She wants to defend the LBW Women's Championship and show her strength. She wants to show that not only is she a bold person, but that she deserves all of the crowd cheers, that she deserves to be the champion. And we may learn later in our draft that she's got some unexpected enemies that have found their way into LBW that look to have a target on her back.
Yeah. It's kind of unexpected.
That's right.
Yeah.
Speaking of unexpected, Bigfoot makes a return.
We've spotted him and we re-signed him.
That's right. We've seen Bigfoot, and I believe we've also seen Yeti at least once.
They were kind of bullying people, yeah.
True, and Cuphead actually eliminated both of them in a tag team match with Mugman.
Yes.
But Bigfoot looks to make a mark with his foot into the faces of others here at LBW Revenge Tour. Bigfoot makes a return, and we know that he's a bit aggressive, and it looks like him and Yeti look to reform a tag team. They want to go after those vacant tag team titles.
Maybe make it more official?
Sure. I mean, since the tag team titles were vacated when Andre the Banker, who we mentioned earlier, walked out on Retro Kid, the titles were vacated, and we haven't had champions since. Well, hopefully, once we get back into the weekly episodic LBW programming, we can figure out and decide our new tag team champions.
Yep.
Maybe it could be Bigfoot and Yeti. Who knows? Who knows which tag teams we'll see? Who will come back? Who will be new?
But you can only find out if you donate to our PayPal.
That's right. No. If they watch the... I mean, please donate. But all they really need to do is to watch the program. Which we're back on Twitch. And this is the draft next week. We'll be back on the air with live shows.
Just donate.
Yeah, please just go on ahead and donate. Next up, we've got the Grim Reaper of LBW. A legend. A pioneer, if you will. The Biker Taker. And we know that he's very persevering.
And he does not like to take a photo.
No, he just looks very unhappy. Just look at that frown, look at the eyebrows, the body language, the posture. He doesn't like to take photos, but you know what he does like?
What?
He likes to take souls and dig holes. He's the Grim Reaper of LBW, and he likes to kick butt, and he likes to ride bikes, and he wants to be a champion. And he says that his goal is to top the rankings here at LBW. He's ranked number 5.
Oh.
Out of everyone on the roster, he's ranked number 5, and he looks to defeat Meowkamura and become an icon in this company, in this industry. Biker Taker wants to be the LBW World Champion. You know who else wants to be LBW World Champion?
Who?
This returning former king himself, Bjorn Ironside.
He has a bushy beard.
He very much has a bushy beard, indeed, Lorena Kitty.
But he is aggressive, as we've seen in the past.
True. And he's ranked number 4 in our power rankings here at LBW Revenge Tour. We know that he's an enemy of Meowkamura, and Meowkamura is definitely an enemy of his. Those two have some very, very bad history.
Only completely.
However, Meowkamura has always come out on top against Bjorn.
He has.
Now, I don't know if that rivalry is still going, or if Bjorn's going to shift his sides. But we know that Bjorn fought Chef Ramsay in a best 2 or 3 falls, and in the end, Bjorn walked out victorious. That was very impressive, and a lot of eyes are back on Bjorn. Do you think Bjorn has what it takes to become the LBW World Champion?
I think it's a possibility.
Do you think it's likely?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Only because I don't think he has the maturity and the discipline to fall up there. At least not yet.
But he does have that bushy beard.
He does have the bushy beard.
Next up, we have a brand new signee who's making his debut. And look at his ranking at number 9.
Oh.
Out of the 30-plus superstars, the online poll votes have said that he's number 9 out of the 30-plus whatever. I don't remember how many exactly, but this man hasn't even debuted yet, but we've heard about his past. This is Bomberman. And take a look at the bottom right of your screens, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the relationships of this man. He's friends with Retro Kid. He's friends with Lunchbox.
So, is that how you found out about Bomberman? Is through them?
Well, we know that at Spooky Slam, there was an attire inspired and worn by Retro Kid to show tribute to Bomberman, one of his favorite video game characters, who, believe it or not, is actually real.
Oh.
Bomberman, his story is that he was born a robot.
Aw.
And throughout his life as a robot, he was forced to make bombs. That's all he did. He just made bombs and bombs and bombs. And one day, while he was in that factory making bombs, someone put on LBW onto the laptop that was in the room. And he got to see LBW Spooky Slam. He saw the match between Retro Kid versus Andre the Banker. And he saw the attire worn by Retro Kid showcasing tribute to Bomberman. And Bomberman said, wow, you know what? I don't want to be a robot. I want to be human. I aspire to be human. Humans have so much more worth in this world. They have so much more personality. They have dreams they could chase. They don't just make bombs all day. If that man could dress like me, and he could go out there and live his dreams, and he could wrestle, whether he wins or loses, that's pretty cool. And you know what? I could do that too. So he sent me an email, and he said, I want to work for LBW. I don't want to make bombs anymore. But don't you worry, when I make my debut, it will definitely be explosive. Because I am the bomb. I am Bomberman, and I am going to shake things up a bit. So welcome to LBW Bomberman.
Woohoo! Bomberman.
Speaking of shaking things up, someone that came in with a losing streak and is now a champion. Condog!
Condog!
The current and second ever LBW Tough Enough champion. He defeated Japanese Ref to become the second ever LBW Tough Enough champion.
Yeah.
He's the current champion, and he has not made any defenses yet.
But you're missing one very important detail.
What's that?
He is a very good boy.
He absolutely is a very good boy, indeed.
He's a very good boy.
And Condog, he's got a lot of pressure on him. Just look at that title. You know what you got to go through to get that belt?
A lot.
Yep, you
have to go through a lot.
You have to go through so much.
Bust Out says, who's a good boy?
I would say Condog's a very good boy.
Condog's a good boy.
He's ranked number 12 with an 87 overall. He gets a cheering crowd reaction. He's very loyal. He's a good boy.
So good.
We know that he's allied with Biker Taker. They've tag teamed in the past. Maybe they'll tag team again. We do have to rebuild a tag team division with these vacant tag team titles.
We do?
Yeah, the first ever Tough Enough champion was Japanese Ref. And in his first title defense, he lost to Condog in a steel cage. And now Condog is the current reigning and defending LBW Revenge Tour Tough Enough champion. Now, who do you want to see Condog defend the Tough Enough championship against first?
You know, that's a really good question. Maybe I'd like to see him take on Bjorn.
Ooh, Bjorn!
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool, wouldn't it?
It might knock Bjorn down a few notches.
Yeah.
Condog loves his title.
Yes, he does. He chews on it.
He does.
Yes, he does. It doesn't squeak, so he's a little disappointed, but he loves it nonetheless.
Bonstot says, Condog is my pimp.
He very much is a pimp. And speaking of champions, how about this new LBW World Champion, Cosmic Ghost?
Very surprising.
Yeah, Cosmic Ghost not only defeated, but he injured Disco Chicken to earn the LBW World Championship at Spooky Slam.
Speaking of Disco Chicken, we have some news.
It's not good news, unfortunately. Disco Chicken currently is not signed with the LBW Revenge Tour. Disco Chicken is out with a broken chicken wing. Unfortunately, due to his injuries, he's unable to compete, thus unable to meet the demands that are within the contract. He cannot compete, he cannot fulfill the obligations, therefore we look to renegotiate a contract with Disco Chicken once he is healed from his wounds and his injuries caused by this man, Cosmic Ghost, who has been well known to be disrespectful. We know that Cosmic Ghost will do anything it takes to win, and now his goal is to do whatever it takes to keep the LBW World Championship. And he's heavily booed, but you can't deny how strong this man is. You cannot deny his success.
Absolutely.
His first championship is the world title. Now that's quite an impact.
And he was very patient.
Oh yes.
Leading up to his title.
Yeah. And it's incredible.
Yeah.
You know, he went to war with Shinpan in the past.
Yes.
You know, and he ruined Shinpan's career, really.
He really did.
Shinpan was a monster until Cosmic Ghost came along, and then Shinpan's...
He fell far.
Yeah, he sure did. Whew. You know, I would even say that Cosmic Ghost caused Shinpan's career to crash and burn. And speaking of crash, check out our next new signee making his debut in LBW. This is Crash Dummy!
And you know what? He looks just like a real Crash Dummy.
That's because he is!
Oh, crap!
Crash Dummy is fearless. Crash Dummy is willing to take it to the extreme. He is hardcore. He can take all the bumps, all the bruises, and I think he's going to be a very high top contender in the Tough Enough division.
Ooh.
Yeah. Think about it. Think about everything that crash test dummies go through. They go through car crashes. They go through... What else do they go through?
I mean, I'm sure they go through...
A lot.
A lot. Like, explosive testing, probably.
Yeah.
I have no idea. We should ask him.
I could try, but he doesn't talk much.
No. Oh, he doesn't have a mouth, does he?
You know what? I guess I never really noticed. I was too busy looking at his forehead.
I mean, it does draw attention. Yes.
True. But I think Crash Dummy is going to be very well liked.
Plane crashes? Won't stop
Plane crashes indeed. Crash Dummy, you know, he's not afraid of anything.
He is not?
There's nothing this man has been through that...
Could be worse.
That's right. So I think Crash Dummy will fit in great in the LBW universe.
Train crashes?
Train crashes, plane crashes, car crashes. Maybe even eagle crashes. Is that a thing?
Sure.
Why not?
Now.
Now, if he can survive all of that, imagine being broken through a ladder, being thrown through flaming tables, hit with Singapore canes, hit with sledgehammers, hit with baseball bats, aluminum trash cans. Exactly. He is probably going to have the endurance of Stormtrooper, who unfortunately is having contractual issues with us as well. Spoilers.
Naturally.
Crash Dummy looks to make an impact here at LBW, and I think Crash Dummy will do incredible things, and I think he's going to wow the crowd. How about you, Lorena Kitty?
Oh, I absolutely agree.
Welcome to LBW Crash Dummy. And next, we've got a returning superstar. One half of the Whippersnappers, we've got Cuphead.
How do you feel about Cuphead returning?
You know, I'm actually happy to see the Whippersnappers return. We know that they still have questionable qualities. Their personality traits are not the most liked, and the crowd has not forgiven them for their actions in the past. You know, yeah, I mean, when Cuphead feuded with Swag Bunny, he said some very unforgivable, hurtful things. We know Mugman seemed a bit hesitant for a bit, and then Mugman started to follow into the patterns of Cuphead, and thus making them both highly disliked by the crowds, but they've shown to be effective as a team.
And the chat does not seem happy that Cuphead's returning.
Hey, well, look at it this way. Cuphead could get beat up by Crash Dummy, or Bomberman.
Could you imagine getting beat up by a Crash Dummy?
I think that's something I've had nightmares about. Speaking of nightmares, this next signee is making her debut, with LBW looks to make the life of Bailey Sommers a nightmare. Her name is Dirty Angel, and we know that she's a bit of the gothic type.
She's a little weird.
She has a motorcycle, similar to that of Biker Taker. We know that for some reason, she's got a dark, stalking hatred for Bailey Sommers. We hope to find that out in the future. Why she dislikes Bailey Sommers, what she has against her, and what else she looks to do here at LBW. We know that she's not afraid of anyone, or so she says. She has a tattoo on her neck. Looks like it's a branding of some kind.
That's weird.
Oh, look, it's a D and an A. Oh, Dirty Angel! See, it's a D and an A.
Oh, I see.
Oh, wow. You know, that's interesting. I've never noticed that before, but I've also been too terrified to get too close. I figured maybe you could probably talk to her.
She looks like she freaking levitates.
For all we know, she is levitating in this photo. It cuts off, like, at the thighs. Right above the kneecaps. Anyway, Dirty Angel, we know she lives a very dark gothic style. We know she has a motorcycle, and we know that she has some kind of secret hatred, which I guess isn't much of a secret anymore, has some kind of dark hatred toward Bailey Sommers. Hopefully we can reveal that later in the future.
Hopefully. Hopefully we can get some answers.
Yes.
Because who could hate Bailey Sommers?
Exactly. She's just so cute.
She is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got someone who will mostly be doing some managerial role. More managerial tactics, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Dr. Phil.
Oh.
Now, many of you have probably heard of him for his show, The Dr. Phil Show. You know that he normally talks to people about their problems, usually ridicules them, normally is very judgmental and very narcissistic in the way that he speaks to people. Some would even call him egotistical.
Or boring.
That's true. Well, we know that he's here as the
mental health advisor
for Son of Vonstadt.
Ugh.
A part of the negotiations with Son of Vonstadt, though he does have an ironclad contract, We have discussed that if he's going to stay with the company, he needs to have a mental health specialist with him. Dr. Phil reached out to us after a fan sent him one of our episodes of LBW, and he said that he would like to work with SOV, and that he wants to guide him in the right direction, possibly even get him in touch with his father, Von Stott. We don't have him signed to an active competitive contract, though stranger things have happened in LBW.
Absolutely.
Dr. Phil is here simply to be a manager for Son of Von Stott, looks to guide him.
Mental health advisor.
Mental health advisor, yes. We will see more of him when the time comes, I guess.
Unfortunately.
His face is the reason why people drink. Next up, we've got the returning mysterious Dr. Plague.
And, I mean, you really can't talk much about Dr. Plague.
There's not much known about him.
There's not.
We know that
we just know that he's vicious. He has a temper.
And he's afraid of nothing.
Yeah, he's very dark.
And he not only destroyed Adam Hacksaw, who's gone, by the way.
Yeah.
He destroyed Adam Hacksaw at Low Budget Mania. And then at Spooky Slam, he retired him. Remember, it was a mask versus career match.
Yep.
Where Dr. Plague not only defeated Adam Hacksaw, he annihilated him and then retired him.
Yep.
It said that Adam Hacksaw is now working as a shift lead at a local Wendy's. And he's miserable.
Good.
That's where people go to die. That's career suicide. And next, we've got a debuting superstar, Farmer Butch Haystack.
What is this?
Well, we know that Farmer Butch Haystack has won a ribbon in pig wrestling. He has a farm, and he says that he's here to plow the competition and to plant his seeds into everyone that gets in his way, so that he can spread his success throughout everyone.
You need to stop plowing his sister and leave our show alone.
Maybe you should give him a chance, already, Kitty. I mean...
Stop. Do you see that face?
Look at the way he's pointing.
Do you see the finger guns?
Yeah.
You went wrong with the finger guns.
You should give him a chance. He's a farmer. Farmers are important. They keep us fed.
That's true. Maybe he's not such a bad guy.
He has a big blue ribbon in pig wrestling.
That's animal abuse!
He's not hurting him. They're just wrestling. And I'm sure that he wants to wrestle many wrestlers here at LBW, and he wants to make them squeal like piggies too, because he wants to.
Like his sister.
Lorraine, okay, we're on the air. Please watch what you say.
I'm so sorry. You're the one talking about animal abuse.
We know that Farmer Butch Haystack has his eyes set for some reason on Howdy Horse. We know that they've got some kind of history, but we don't know the details yet. But Farmer Butch Haystack says that Howdy Horse has only gotten away for so long. I'm scared to know what that means.
That's only really scary. But I do have to compliment him about one thing. He has a cool name.
That's true, he does have a cool name. Now, what do you think about his goals here in LBW? He wants to raise money so that he can expand his farm, and he's even looking at people within our roster to try to get them to work for him.
Like poaching?
I suppose so.
Then I don't like it.
Oh, yeah, well, neither do I. Hey, as long as he's here to wrestle, then that's fine. But he needs to watch his step.
Yeah, don't take our people, man.
Yeah, that's not cool.
You can hire them on the side.
Right. Or, yeah, don't take them from us. Maybe a second job?
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, it's not our business. Welcome to LBW Farmer Butch Haystack, who looks to plow the competition and plant his seed into the Revenge Tour to grow his success. I don't know what his end game is for LBW, but we know that he wants to make an impact, and we know that he wants to raise money to expand his farm and possibly get some of our people to work for him. That's a big no-no. You should probably talk to him about that. You're the GM.
You're the boss.
You're the general manager.
Who's next?
I'm your boss. You can't talk to me like that.
Remember that lead pipe? Anyway, so...
Who's a big sorry?
No.
Well, look, let's finish. We're on the air, okay? We still have the rest of the roster to go. Next up, we've got the debuting, high-flying Flynn Jacobs. Absolute ladies, man. The women just love him. They clamor over him.
He's so sweet.
He's so sweet, and he just... Look at his slick back hair. How could you not have a crush on this guy?
Right?
Fair, right?
Adorable.
Right. And I'm sure that even Farmer Butch Haystack would find him cute because his hair probably looks like his sister's hair. And I'm sure that's what it reminds him of. But we're not talking about Farmer Butch Haystack. We're talking about the new coming Flynn Jacobs. This man is absolutely loved by every woman that crosses his path. He's persevering in the ring. He's got an 81 overall rating by people that have seen him wrestle in other companies. And he looks to make an impact. And he looks to fly to the top. And we know that, like we've said, the women do adore him, but yet he doesn't seem interested.
No, he seems very focused on his job.
He seems focused on his job. He seems uninterested in the women clamoring over him. And it's almost like that's not enough to make him happy. Like he's got something else on his mind. Speaking of having something on your mind, how about hunting on your head? As we've got Mr. Bits in the Bank, the Bits in the Bank briefcase holder, Headhunter.
Surprising winner.
Absolutely. Of all the people to win the Bits in the Bank ladder match, Headhunter was on nobody's radar.
Nope.
I think that's what makes him so deadly.
Absolutely.
Expect the unexpected here at LBW. This aggressive monster, Headhunter, ruthless, cares about nobody. He sees injuring people as a prize. He sees defeating his opponents as a trophy. And now he's the first ever LBW Bits in the Bank briefcase holder. When he cashes that in at any time, at any place, against whoever the current world champion is at the time, he gets a world title match right then, right there. It could be in the middle of a match. It could be before a match. It could be after a match. It could be when they're taking a poop. If he even has a referee with him at the time, which would be
weird.
A very strange setup. But it is perfectly legal.
Sounds
you can
crappy.
cash in the Bits in the Bank whenever you... What'd you say?
Sounds crappy.
Oh, Jesus. He can cash in the Bits in the Bank briefcase, which inside has a contract saying that he can have a world title match at a time and place of his choosing.
Yes.
If Headhunter cashes this in successfully, he will become the world champion of LBW.
But if not, he sucks.
Right. So if I was Cosmic Ghost, I'd be watching my back.
Absolutely.
And make sure you lock the door when you go poop.
And
that's not something you want busting in through your door at 3 in the morning to beat you up to take your title. Imagine seeing that in the dark, just the glistening from his eyes.
Imagine his spooky slam attire.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, no. Nope. I'd rather not. Oh, speaking of champions, we've got the new LBW United States champion defeating Swag Bunny, who was champion for almost a full calendar year. Howdy Horse defeated Swag Bunny to become the second ever LBW US champion in history.
I was completely shocked
my God.
when he won.
I mean, since Swag Bunny won the US title, he's not lost. And that means he was undefeated for almost an entire year.
And something else to point out is when Swag Bunny lost his title, his fiance, Bailey Sommers, actually won hers the same night.
Right? Exactly. The same night Swag lost his title, Bailey Sommers won her first ever women's championship against Cara.
That whole night was just...
Plot twist city.
Yes, it was very surprising.
Expect the unexpected at Spooky Slam.
Absolutely.
But you know what I expect? I expect Howdy Horse to have a strong championship reign. Now, he's a former world champion, a former tag team champion, but those title reigns didn't last very long. But yeah. I feel like there's something special about this U.S. title reign. I think this is going to be the difference maker for Howdy Horse.
It matches his attire.
Really does. But Howdy Horse needs to keep his eyes in the back of his head now that Farmer Butch Haystack has his eye set on him. Now, for whatever reason, Farmer Butch Haystack has an issue with Howdy Horse. I think he's trying to get Howdy Horse to go work on his farm. Maybe Howdy Horse used to work for him. Maybe Farmer Butch Haystack doesn't appreciate Howdy Horse leaving the farm to pursue his dreams as a professional wrestler.
No. There's no way. It wasn't on Howdy Horse's resume.
Well, I mean, most people don't document their abusers in their resumes.
I think you're jumping to conclusions here. You're assuming things.
Lorena, you need to really check your privilege.
Whoa. You're the one accusing someone of being an abuser.
I'm your boss! You can't talk to me like that! I am the owner of LBW. You are the general manager.
I'm not dealing with this right now.
Do you want your job?
Do you want to get rid of Son of Onstad? Because I'm the only one in this damn company that was able to do it once before. Next.
You can't talk to me like that. I'm the boss.
I'm sorry. You're the boss.
Thanks.
You can
Next up, we've got the returning Latino Sheep. one of the trailblazers in the company right now. One of the most popular, one of the most fastest growing superstars in LBW history.
I would say for the past 6 months, all eyes have been on Latino Sheep.
Absolutely. I mean, when he came in, he was known as Sheep Boy. And
Very
at low budget,
creepy Sheep Boy.
Right, very creepy Sheep Boy. And then we learned a little bit about his past. That his parents died on a farm from a helicopter crash accident. And we learned that Latino Sheep has suffered through a lot of PTSD, a lot of anxiety, which is fair. I mean, you watch your parents die in a helicopter freak crash accident, and then you have to live your life. And then Latino Sheep says that he developed an identity crisis. And at Low Budget Mania, he was Stone Cold Sheep Boy. And he lost in a 4-way submission match, which really did some damage to him. And then he continued to dig deep within himself, and he discovered that he wanted to be Latino Sheep. He identifies as a Latino Sheep. And ever since then, he's been rocking it.
Yeah,
he's been very successful.
It may not seem fitting for him, but you know what? It's worked. You can't knock it.
That's true. I mean, he went from Sheep Boy to Latino Sheep. And Latino Sheep, he's bringing the heat, baby. And he's going to climb to the top at LBW. I guarantee he will be a champion someday.
Oh, there's just no way around it.
Indeed. Next up, we've got the debuting. You excited for this one?
I am.
Leroy the Cat.
Leroy!
Yes, Leroy is someone that we've met. Unfortunately, we have to report that he is homeless. But he says that he needs kibbles and bits. So we said, well, we can't just give you kibbles and bits because we can't even afford rent. We literally sell bologna at our jobs so that we can afford to pay rent. We barely even get by with that, you know?
Yeah, so donate to our PayPal.
Please donate. We need money. And that's right. Leroy the Cat, we know that he's homeless. He shows up at our house howling and meowing. And we give him kibbles and bits once in a while. But we said, you know what? You know what you can do, Leroy? Come work for us. Come work for Liberty Kitty. Come work for Undertaker's Earn, and we can pay you. And you can use those funds, the 30 cents a month, to save up. And after about half a year, you could probably get a small-sized bag. Right?
Absolutely.
So Leroy the Cat is now an LBW superstar, and Meowkamura's not too happy about it.
Meowkamura is not a big fan.
We don't really mention it. He's actually in the room, so we're trying to keep our voices down.
It's
kind of a sore topic.
It's hostile.
But Leroy the Cat is very bold. You know, and I had to work a second job just to afford his kibbles and bits, let alone our rent. I mean, not only do we sell bologna, but we sell all sorts of things. I work as a janitor in a grocery store. So, you know, I'm around these things all the time.
Hashtag adopt Leroy from Bongstyle.
So, life's hard, but we all have to work hard. And if Leroy wants those kibbles and bits, he's going to have to step his game up.
He's cute, though.
Absolutely, he's cute. But not cuter than Meowkamura. There, that way I'll keep him off my back for a bit. Speaking of which, we've got the returning low-budget Santa. Now, he's taking some time off. He's been drinking a lot of that Christmas magic milk with his cookies. He's getting into shape, and he's looking healthier and younger, isn't he?
He is.
Look, he's losing weight for sure. He really needs to shave that chest, though. It's very distracting.
It is.
But we
Looks
see
like cleavage.
Gross. Hairy cleavage.
Oh.
Low Budget Santa returns, and he's still holly and jolly, and he's really
full of Christmas spirit,
and he's willing to take on anyone. He says that his goal is to perform an open challenge and beat anyone that dares to step to the Low Budget Santa. Next up, we've got the returning lunchbox, the arcade gamer, best known for his breakdancing on the playground as a kid, always collecting all his donation change to go to the arcade.
Yes.
Best friends with Retro Kid, seemingly new pals with Bomberman. We'd love to see more of Lunchbox here at LBW.
LBW.
Next up, we've got the first ever LBW World Champion, the former champion, Meowkamura.
Meowkamura!
Who in the power rankings is rated number 1 in the entire company. And we know that a lot of people have their eyes set on the target on the back of Meowkamura.
Bonsog's booing Meowkamura.
Wow, that's unexpected. I feel like Bonsog's a bit of a villain sometimes. Indeed. Meowkamura, rated number 1 in the power rankings. His personality traits, most people describe him as being loyal. If you take a look at the bottom right, you can see he's allied with Swag Bunny. His enemies are Bjorn Ironside and Papa Shango. And his goal, believe it or not, is to form a tag team with Swag Bunny.
Interesting.
Yeah, who would have seen that coming?
Not me.
Imagine them in the
like
tag team
close.
division. Yeah. I mean, they're frenemies. I guess you could say, huh? Frenemies? Yeah.
Mom says, "Aw, he's a good kitty."
He is a very good kitty.
Oh.
I never know how to respond to that face of Mugman. Mugman always looks happy to be here. Mugman is described as being cowardly. He's not very well liked by the fans anymore. We see he no longer has that leg brace. Seems like he's finally healed from his injuries.
Seems like he needs another one.
That's harsh. But he wants to win matches and show everyone what he's made of. And he wants to prove that he's more than just a player too.
Fonstadt, again, is not a fan.
Ooh. I guess we better move on to our next draft pick. Papa Shango!
Jinxie on you.
Oh, dang it! Papa Shango, we know, has been very treacherous here at LBW. He set curses on people. He set curses on you, on me, on Miyako.
Yep.
Low Budget Santa.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, very much Low Budget Santa, correct?
Shout out to Jake Peralta.
Indeed. Detective Jake Peralta for solving the case of the voodoo.
Yes.
And he's the reason that we have Low Budget Santa back with us. So that's incredible. Papa Shango looks to reign terror here in LBW. He's ranked number 31, which isn't very good because there's not much more than 31 people on the roster.
I think there's like 37.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. His overall rating is 77, which is not too bad. But his goal in LBW is to defeat his enemy. He says, I don't like Miyako, and it's time for me to take him out.
What has Miyako ever done to Papa Shango?
Well, it's very well-known knowledge, Leroy the Kitty, that people that practice voodoo, or in the culture of voodoo, don't like cats.
Oh, fuck them.
Indeed. So Papa Shango clearly has some unfinished business. I wonder how he's going to take to Leroy the Cat.
Ooh, careful.
Yeah, indeed.
Can't have too many cats around here, apparently.
That's true. Now everybody's going to have to check their privilege because ranked number 3 in the power rankings is the returning, prideful PC Principal. Now, PC Principal is looking to put everybody in detention. Anyone that gets in his path, they better check their privilege. And they better not be offensive. Because PC Principal is here. He's got his arms crossed, and he's got his glasses ready. He's willing to elbow and kick anyone that gets in his path.
Should we point out that he discriminates against Miyako because he's a cat?
Whoa, since when?
No, Papa Shango.
Oh.
We should point that out.
Oh, you're
PC
right.
Principal.
Oh, imagine
we
that.
have discrimination going on here.
Oh, how about, why don't you send a text to PC Principal about that right now? Hey, fans, would you like to see Papa Shango versus PC Principal in the first episode?
I think I would.
Oh, yeah, look at that. I think that'd be a great episode.
I'm gonna go book it.
That'd be a great match. Cool. Why don't you do that? You got it?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Next up, we've got the debuting Psycho Shelley.
This girl's weird.
Indeed. We know that Psycho Shelley, well, she's making her debut. She's best friends with Dirty Angel. Apparently, she also has a bit of an issue with Bailey Sommers, but I guess mostly just because she's friends with Dirty Angel. I guess it's more like, you know, if someone's mean to your friend, you now hate that person by association.
That's just girl code.
Right, and I believe Psycho Shelley
What's wrong with her?
Well, I'll get to that.
Oh.
Psycho Shelley is following girl code. We know that she has daddy issues.
Oh, shit.
Well, here's the story. Psycho Shelley in 3rd grade was in the finals of a spelling bee. She won the spelling bee. And her dad said, wow, my daughter's a nerd, and I can't have that in my life. I'm going to go to the store and get some cigarettes. When her father went to the store to get cigarettes, he never came back. This caused a lot of emotional damage. It caused so much psychological trauma. Her mom cried for 3 days straight.
Just 3.
Just 3. 3 long days. It tore Shelley apart. And at school, people started to notice that she had purple colors under her eyes. They noticed she wasn't herself. She wasn't eating. She wasn't sleeping. She was barely even pooping. Some rumor that she was constipated. No one really knows.
Why were they paying attention to her poop?
Kids in school have nothing better to do.
True.
If they're not being yelled at for their grades, they're busy bullying other people. And then, thus, the nickname Psycho Shelley was given to her. Because over time, her lack of nutrition, her lack of sleep, her lack of a father and a crybaby mother. It tormented her. She was walking through living nightmares every day because her father walked out on her because he thought she was a nerd for winning a spelling bee. She's broken, and I think she might be beyond repair.
What gives you that idea?
Probably that really bad dress.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't say. I figured hopefully you could talk to her. I'm a bit intimidated. There's something
You think I want to go talk to that?
I thought maybe, girl code. You'd have a better chance.
Girl code my butt. I don't know her. I don't owe her anything.
Is that stitches on her mouth or just really bad lipstick appliance?
Go find out.
No, I'm good.
Pretty
Yeah,
sure it's stitches,
I'm
though.
getting the heebie-jeebies. Let's move on to the rest of the draft. Next, we've got the returning Retro Kid.
Retro Kid!
That's right. He says he is the NES T of LBW. He cannot wait to return. He cannot wait to get his revenge on Andre the Banker.
I don't blame him.
And they've had a long feud. He was betrayed by Andre the Banker. And he's been going through a hard time since submitting to Andre the Banker after Spooky Slam.
Absolutely.
That's hard, This guy betrays you and then he makes you submit. That's a lot of psychological damage that's done.
And they were supposed to be best friends.
And they were roommates.
Yep.
And Andre skipped out on the rent. He skipped out on their friendship. Destroyed them after they won at Low Budget Mania. They retained the titles, and then Andre refused to defend the titles, so they had to vacate them.
It made zero sense.
He even kept saying, "I'm the tag team champions."
But it didn't work like that.
That doesn't even make sense. It's not even grammatically correct. So, because they couldn't defend within the 30-day time limit, they were forced to vacate the championships, and now we have no tag team champions. Hopefully, Retro Kid could get his act together. Maybe tag team with Lunchbox, his best friend, or even tag team with Bomberman.
New friendships.
I just don't see him working with Andre the Banker ever again.
I can't see it.
But we know that Retro Kid is very disciplined. He's very strong-willed. We know he's got a great heart. And he just wants to win matches and show everyone what he's made of. Next up, we've got the returning Rhinoceros. I can tell you're excited.
Yep.
Now, Rhinoceros has been on a bit of a losing streak really since he started in LBW. I can't even tell you a match that he has won. I'm sure he has, they're not memorable. And that's not good.
It is not.
And that's coming from the boss of the company. How does that translate to you, the general manager?
I don't know why he still bothers.
Well, look at his singlet. It says Rhinoceros. You're the one that deemed him Rhinoceros.
I did.
He came in as Rhino, and you called him Rhinoceros, and something about that stuck with him. And he looks to impress you. He looks to earn your respect. He wants his validity from you.
Did I break him?
I don't know.
God, I hope not.
But he's still here, and he still wants to prove himself.
I hope he understands that now that you're my boss,
right,
he has to worry about your opinion more. I'm gonna message him real quick.
No.
It's fine. 2 seconds.
Let's move on. Next up, we've got the former LBW Women's Champion, Cara.
Cara!
Yes!
Hello.
And we know that she's very prideful. She's very passionate about the luchadora lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Her mask symbolizes everything that she is, everything she represents, her family, her heritage. Her entire world is in that mask. And she wants to bring that mask, her physical ability, her appearance, and everything that glows about her into the ring. And I'm sure that her goal is to reclaim the LBW Women's Championship.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about it.
Sure, and she's been knocked off the top of the mountain from Bailey Sommers, and she's gonna have to climb her way back up if she wants to face the champ again.
Absolutely.
So we know that her goal is to win matches and to show everyone what she's made of. And she doesn't have Kalista in her way anymore.
No.
She doesn't have.
She was betrayed by Kalista.
Right. She doesn't have Carmella DeVille in her way anymore. Notice they haven't been announced at the draft, and this is all in ABC order. Now, there's been some contractual issues with them. We may or may not re-sign them. Their futures are still up in the air.
They're in talks.
And same with a few others, which we may or may not get to. It just really depends if I forget or not. Next up, we've got Son of Vodstad.
Next, we have...
No. Give him a chance. He's ranked number 10 in the power rankings.
Gave him a chance.
His overall rating from the fans and the polls on Twitter, they rated him an 89 for his overall in-ring skill and performance.
Maybe I should cut that in half, because he never seems to be able to do anything successful.
Do you know what half of 89 is?
What?
I've got no idea. I have a low budget. I have a low budget memory.
I thought there was a joke in there or something.
No, I was just saying if you knew what half of 89 is, because I have no fucking idea. I know it's not an even number. Let's find out real quick, huh?
It is a 44.5.
So you think his overall should be a 44.5?
You know what? We can just go for a straight 0. But Von Stahl wants to know what he's wearing. He is a bloody train wreck.
Well, as some of you may remember, Son of Von Stahl spoke of a prophecy that SOV would return. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Well, I spoke to SOV backstage earlier today.
Why?
I don't know, because I want to learn. I don't know, okay? I'm just doing my best. Thanks. I spoke with SOV, and I said, you mentioned a prophecy, and you talked about talking to a man in a suit, and all sorts of weird things. What were you talking about exactly? SOV says the prophecy from God is that he is to return in the tag team division with the chosen one, with his partner, his best friend.
Who the fuck is his friend?
His answer? Von Stott. SOV says that him and Von Stott are supposed to form a tag team, and they're supposed to run the tag team division and become the next LBW tag team champions, and they are going to be called simply the Von Stott Boys. And he says that they're going to pay homage to the 80s rockers.
Okay, so that kind of is a cool name.
It is a cool name. The Von Stott Boys?
But have you spoken to Von Stott?
Not about that. We normally talk about sports and superheroes.
Okay, so like...
Particularly hockey.
Well, I'm kind of confused.
Okay.
He's saying that he's supposed to work with Von Stott, but Von Stott hasn't talked to you about it?
Right.
Oh, okay. Seems normal.
Yeah. His SOV says that the prophecy will be fulfilled, that Son of Von Stott and Von Stott will unite, and that they will go after the tag team titles together as a cohesive unit known as the Von Stott Boys, and they are going to share their love of 80s rock and roll.
Does he have enough brain cells to come up with the word cohesive?
No, that was my vocabulary.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And I noticed, have you noticed that there's no Texas Rangers eye makeup or body art on his left arm? I asked him about that as well, because he still has his chest tattoos. So I asked him, what happened to all that? I thought those were tattoos, and he said no. It was just body paint. I wanted to wait until I had Daddy one-on-one so that we can go get matching tattoos.
Did he say the word daddy?
He did say Daddy.
Ew.
I agree. He also sometimes calls him Papa Bear. Did I say Texas Rangers?
You
Holy
did.
shit, I'm so sorry. I didn't even realize it.
I was really hoping it would get by and get under the radar.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. The New York Rangers. My apologies. Please don't lynch me. I apologize. Don't bring me to the gallows. My bad. My bad.
Yeah. and you're the
SOV
boss.
says that those were not tattoos of the New York Rangers. I'm sorry, Von Stott in the chat. I see you're very upset about this. I didn't. Okay, don't get the rope, okay? It's blasphemy, but it was a mistake. You should ease up.
Just like SOV.
I'm sorry, I didn't even catch that. SOV had face paint and body paint to symbolize the New York Rangers.
You sure this time?
Yes, I'm positive this time. And he says that they were never real. They were never real tattoos, it was just paint. He wanted to show Von Stott what it could be. So that one day, when he had his daddy, one-on-one, they can go to a tattoo parlor and they get matching New York Rangers tattoos. I don't think that's gonna happen.
So I do need you to ask SOV a question for me, because I won't speak to the freak.
Okay.
I want to know where he gets his eyebrows done, because those are like on point, and they're beautiful.
If If it comes up in conversation, I'll ask him for you.
Just ask him.
Okay. Moving on. We've got the returning Spider-Man, ranked number 2 in our power rankings. Fans have rated him 100 overall. I don't think you can get much higher than that.
I don't think so.
He's very well liked. He's very prideful in his personality. And his goal is to beat his enemy. He wants to win a match against his longtime rival of Papa Shango. Now, we know way back when there was an incident called the Papa Shango... I don't need to repeat it. We all know by now.
Yes.
There was a sexual harassment.
It was a thing.
It was... I don't even like to talk about it. It was a... Spider-Man filed for sexual harassment charges against Papa Shango. They were both off the program for a while. At the time, Human Resources thought Papa Shango had a sexy voice and rehired him, which is... We should have known then. We should have fired her.
We really should have.
That was the signs were there. We just didn't listen. That's why we no longer have a Human Resources. We have a general manager. The general manager lets things go to the CEO, being myself, or the chairman, rather, and then we agree or disagree. And that's it. We no longer have this unnecessary extra route. So Spider-Man is back, Papa Shango is back, and they look to settle and squash their beef once and for all.
Woohoo!
Spider-Man, he was doing great on LBW Tough Enough.
He was.
Right, and
really
LBW
was.
Tough Enough will no longer be a separate show. Tough Enough will now be implemented into the new show as a division within the Revenge Tour. Next up, we've got Yeti, one half of the tag team with Bigfoot, and they look like they want to reform a team. They want to get back into practice. Yeti's a bit disrespectful, not very well liked backstage. He does have a pretty high overall. He doesn't necessarily have a very big variety of moveset, but he's a powerhouse, and he's over 7 foot tall. So that gives him a huge advantage over almost everyone on the roster.
Absolutely.
However, I think heart, dedication, and skill will always defeat someone who's got
a bully behavior.
Right. Exactly. I don't think brutality will always necessarily lead you to victory here in LBW.
No. We've seen that. We've seen people just beat the crap out of their opponent and lose.
That's right.
We've seen that countless times.
People get carried away.
They do. And then they lose focus and they end up throwing the match. And then they're like, oh, boo-hoo me, I lost. No. You lost sight of your goal.
Mm-hmm.
And you screwed it up.
True. And I believe we're down to our very last pick. Lorena Kitty, are you ready?
I am.
I, Undertaker Zern, chairman of LBW, and Lorena Kitty, general manager of the Revenge Tour, announce our final signee into LBW. Swag Bunny returns!
Swag Bunny!
The former, the first ever, the groundbreaking, pioneer, founding father of LBW, the first ever United States champion, Swag Bunny, has re-signed with LBW. He's ranked 91 overall, number 7 in the power rankings, and he wants to form a tag team with Nakamura. We know that their goals are mutual. Do you think Swag Bunny and Nakamura could win the tag team titles?
Without a doubt.
I mean, they're both, as you said earlier, OGs of LBW, of low-budget wrestling. These two go back to the beginning. Fans all around the internet know how good they are individually. How can they coexist as a team?
I think they'll do wonderful. And you know what's great about Swag Bunny?
What's that? Everything.
I mean, yeah, clearly.
But yeah, specifically, what were you going to say?
Well, when we were talking about his contract, he pointed out that he wishes that he could earn just a little bit more money so he could continue to donate to his charity.
That's great.
So we granted him that, obviously, because he's here. And that was the main stipulation. So there you go. There's Swag Bunny.
Yeah, congratulations.
Being the charitable bunny that he is.
Let's do a quick read-through as a final review.
First one at the bottom wins.
No, I'm just going to read them off.
Oh, okay.
We've got the evil stylist, Adrian Valentine. We've got the treacherous Andre the Banker, the evil Anubis, the LBW Women's Champion, Bailey Sommers, the monstrous Bigfoot, the Grim Reaper of LBW, Biker Taker, the King, Bjorn Ironside, the Bomb, Bomberman, the adorable Condog, the LBW World Champion, Cosmic Ghost, the new debuting Crash Dummy, one half of the Whippersnappers, Cuphead, the Gothic Biker, Dirty Angel, What was it you called him? The mental health advisor?
Yep.
The mental health advisor for Son of Vonstadt. My God, you know he needs it. Dr. Phil. The devious Dr. Plague. The country boy, mama's boy. Farmer Butch Haystack. The ladies' man, Flynn Jacobs.
Yes.
The prize fighter, Headhunter. The LBW United States champion, the rowdy Howdy Horse. The Latino Heat, the Latino Sheep. The adorable Leroy the Cat. The holly jolly badass, low budget Santa. The arcade kid, Lunchbox. The king of wet food style, Myakamura. The cowardly sidekick, Mugman. The voodoo master, Papa Shango. PC principal. The twisted sister, Psycho Shelley. The arcade boy, Retro Kid. Rhinoceros. The luchadora, the queen, Cara. Papa Vonstadt's baby boy, Son of Vonstadt.
No.
The amazing Spider-Man. The 7-foot Yeti. And the first ever LBW US champion, the amazing, the incredible Swag Bunny.
Swag Bunny!
This is the roster for LBW Revenge Tour. 30 plus superstars, one ring. Who will reign supreme? The stars of tomorrow will shine bright. But who will shine the brightest of everyone in this list?
Not SOV.
Probably not, but it's... thanks, Lordy.
You're welcome.
All these stars in one ring. Who knows what will happen? I guess we'll have to wait till next week to find out.
I guess so.
This has been the LBW Revenge Tour Draft. I'm Undertaker's Urn.
And I'm Lorena, kitty.
Thanks for watching, and we will see you on episode 1 of Revenge Tour next week, next Tuesday. See you there. Goodbye. Oh, did the mic cut out?
It did.
Damn it, these faulty wirings. Condog, we need you to place an order for a new one. Okay. Messed up my outro. Someone powder my face, please. Okay. That look good?
Yeah.
Okay. Goodbye and good night. See you next week.